Hi, this is Mason, and you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Now it's time to start the post-game show. Here's Brian.
I had to restart my computer. I blame that. I blame the fact that I had to restart my computer. Yeah, you can hear me now. I restart, like, I don't know why some settings, like, you restart your freaking computer and they're like, well, let's just change two things, but we're not gonna tell you about it. We're not gonna tell you about it. Well, you can hear me now. I'm certain that you can hear me now. So, let's just... That's terrible. Like, that's offensive to all involved. Let's just, the hell with it. Let's start the show over. What am I doing here? It's all going terribly wrong, tragically wrong, sadly wrong. Once again, the hell, yeah, it's Gino's fault. Here we go.
Hi, this is Mason, and you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Now it's time to start the post-game show. Here's Brian.
All right, just ignore everything that just happened. Oh, my goodness. You restart your computer once, and it's like, nobody wants to hear you. No one wants to hear you. Anyway, welcome in. Women's Hoops post-game show, our first of the year. Our last of the year? Do we want to do Monday? That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous to do Monday against UConn. We'll see what time the game is on Monday. That will. There are other schedule obligations on Monday, so we'll see. But welcome in. Let's talk a little women's hoops today, as the Orange once again go to Stores and win a first-round NCAA tournament game. If that sounds familiar to you, it is. It's the third time they've done that in the last decade. NCAA. Let's get a little creativity when we're going forward when it comes to seeding this tournament. This is going to be the fifth time now that Syracuse plays Connecticut in the tournament here in the last decade, going back to the 2016 title game. So there was that. Which, all right, that one, you didn't like how it went, but you liked that it happened. Then there was 2017, you're an 8-9 game, you get sent to Stores. UConn at the moment had won, it was like 1 million consecutive games. It was north of 100 games at the time. So, and then Syracuse gets absolutely worked. When South Carolina, I mean, regardless, JM, you're going to lose to a 1 seed no matter what. But we got press conferences coming up here shortly, so we'll get that to you live here coming up in just a second. I don't know which team's going to be up first. Well, it looks like Syracuse will be up first. We're going to have Felisha Legette-Jack and Olivia Schmidt coming up to the table. Yeah, like realistically, I don't care. Syracuse was an 8 or 9 seed. They were going to get absolutely worked probably in the second round by whomever they played. It's just like, can we have a little like South Carolina would have beat the pants off them. UCLA would have beat the pants off them. Who's the other 1 seed? Them two. Whoever the 1 seed is. Would have beat the pants off them. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just, like, every time they're like, well, just go to, it's right there, just go to Stores. We can save a few dollars and send Syracuse to Stores. It's old. All right, press conference coming soon, which means we officially need to get the show started here with our opening menu from the Thompson Road Tavern. And what do we got here on the opening menu here this evening? We're going to hear from Coach Jack and a few players coming up shortly. Maybe we'll listen in a little to Bill Fenley from Iowa State. I enjoyed him as a talker in the whole thing when Syracuse played Iowa State and Stores 9 years ago. Because this already happened. Olivia Schmidt today playing the role of Gabby Cooper 9 years ago. Cooper hit 8 threes in that game. Schmidt went wild, 5 threes, nailed her first 5 threes in the second quarter. To not technically put the game away, but that's the stretch that won the game. That's the stretch that won the game for sure. And as we look up here to a Wildbirds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game polling, Schmidt is currently leading with 46% of the vote. Do take a looky-loo at that. After the press conferences, link pinned top of the chat, we'll get to your calls. I'd say we'd preview the game with UConn on Monday, but that's the preview of playing UConn on Monday. That's the preview of playing UConn on Monday. Honestly, if Syracuse comes within 30 on Monday, okay. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation. But as far as today, just a fantastic win for the Orange today. Iowa State's a good team. Syracuse had a really good season. It's an 8-9 game. It's supposed to be even. I thought Syracuse's game plan here today was exactly what you needed to do against an Audie Crooks-led Iowa State team. Audie had, 37? She had 37 today. Syracuse couldn't stop her inside. We knew that coming in. The game plan in this game is there's our Thompson Road Tavern opening menu. Go check out Thompson Road Tavern on, you guessed it, Thompson Road. 690 Thompson Road North. It'll be up on the right. But I really like the game plan today for Coach Jack and the team. You knew Audie was going to get hers. You did your best against her. You doubled whatever. You knew Audie was going to get hers. There's nothing you can do about that. She's second in the country in scoring, and she got all of hers today with 37. But you also came in thinking that they couldn't handle Legette because Crooks couldn't guard her quickness. And you were right. And Legette was great today. And you were also right that, all right, especially when Crooks is on the floor, get it and go. Get it and go. Syracuse is not always a get it and go team, but today they get it and go. And they did. And they beat Iowa State down the floor time and time again. And realistically, what this came down to is both the post players, Legette and Crooks, were fantastic. Then it comes down to three-point shooting. Iowa State, a very good three-point shooting coming in, 8.5 a game. Syracuse has been a fine three-point shooting team this year, but not that good. They go 9 of 25 in the game from three. Iowa State is awful from three, 3 of 22, and there's your difference. Yes, and Syracuse does it without Donovan Darius's daughter, Dominique Darius, who had been the starting point guard, who'd played just frankly phenomenally this season, kind of out of the blue, in my opinion, based on her previous collegiate results. And then broke her hand in the ACC tournament and is out. So do the same on Monday? Yeah, except that Gino, here's the difference with UConn. They have 2 first-team All-Americans in AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong. And both of them will also play defense. And, I'm sure Gino's probably going to know to guard all the players on the floor. Yeah. It's a problem. It's going to be a problem. What'd they say at the end? Syracuse has lost 27 straight against Connecticut. I don't know how many of those I called. 15, 18, I don't know. Tournament games, 3 of them in the tournament. Yeah, it's Syracuse. In all of the Syracuse-UConn games ever that I called, Syracuse had a legit shot to win once. 08 in the Dome. Legit shot to win once. That was Maya Moore's freshman year. The Orange had the lead, a decent chunk of the game, lost by 4. They were vaguely in it a couple other times, but not really, and then most of the times were just getting their absolute heads kicked off. Just getting absolutely annihilated. Deasia Fair a couple years ago, that was Syracuse was in that game. They were never really going to win it, but that was a real game. What did they lose by? They lost by 7 or 9 or something. That UConn team wasn't quite the level as some of these others, but Syracuse put up an excellent performance in those games. So many of these games Syracuse has played historically against UConn have been against the no-brainer best team in the country. And this UConn team is once again the no-brainer best team in the country. Defending national champions. They're undefeated, which means they've won every game. They won today by 38, and it felt like that was oddly closer than I would have thought. They won by 38, and it was and they beat them by 58. Slacking. So that'll get Gino motivated for Monday. That'll get Gino motivated for Monday. And Gino also likes Felisha. He did not like you. So he probably, it's a tournament, so there's no time for niceties, but, he's not going out of his way to kick her head off. So that's something. All right, waiting for Coach Jack and some players to get to their post-game press conference. They did lose Beckers from last year, JM. That's factual. They lost Beckers, and they still have it's either 2 or 3 number 1 overall recruits on this team, and they're undefeated and have 2 first-team All-Americans. So, yeah. There's that. I'm sure Tim did a nice job today. I did not hear him today. I texted him this morning about something else. All right, sounds like this press conference is. Gino and Muffet. They do not like each other. All right, let's see. Hopefully, I have this set up right. Who knows after the way the show started here if we have this set up right. Here comes. We got the wrong. They've brought different people than the signs. Felisha just brought Uche with her. Her name wasn't up there.
I'm so sorry. Okay, no worries.
Felisha just going rogue. She's going rogue on it. Quickly, the Uche Zoje card. We cannot have the press conference with the wrong names. Good for Uche. She's clearly not a native English speaker from Africa, played in Japan, still learning the language. But
Orange to the stage.
She's doing it.
We are joined by head coach Felisha Legette-Jack, along with student athletes Olivia Schmidt and Uche Zoje. Thank you, Coach.
He was worried about that one.
Opening statement from Coach.
What a great game. Great for women's basketball. We understood, even though we were up by a few points, that that Hall of Fame coach and his amazing team was never going to just let that game just get out of hand. And we knew that punch was coming. Credit to Iowa State and the great job Bill has done for over 31 years. Is one of my mentors. That's this gentleman that every other week I'm texting him saying good job. He's texting me, telling me what I need to do, and it's a kind of a bittersweet situation. But I'm just really proud of our young people. Uche is a special young lady who understood the assignment. Take shots that you've trained to take, and we did that well today. And she shot it with confidence and with poise. And I said to Liv in practice the other day, I didn't say make the shot. I said you have to take the shot. It's time for you to take the shot. Earlier in the season, we wanted her to be a facilitator without Dom being out there. We needed somebody to put that thing in the air, and boy, did she do a great job. It's our family versus their team, and our goal is to continue to tell our story one possession, one day at a time.
They either win or they
with
learn.
That, we will open it up for questions.
Today they won. Winning is better than learning when it comes to the tournament. Olivia Schmidt, Uche Zoje.
We'll go front left here first.
Both were great today.
Jordan Kimball with Daily Orange. Coach, I was just wondering, in the ACC tournament, I know you danced around a little bit. You
Questions for the players first.
stay calm. Kind of what was the key to doing that today down the stretch?
They understood the assignment. You know, there's not a lot of expectation for Syracuse lately, right? And even our family that's in media really speak poorly about what we're trying to do. Not me, but us. And so when there's no expectation, it's great we can just work in the dark, right? When we decided that we're just going to continue to know that, you know, what our work is supposed to be is going to be. But what we're not going to do is get in our own way. And I just reminded them that they got one shot just like everybody else. And we don't need to be better than anybody for 3 or 4 games. We just need to be better than somebody for 40 minutes. And what does that look like to you when you're 4 minutes you're out there, 5 minutes you're out there? What would that mirror say when it's all done? And they understood that, and they went out there and represented, you know, their mirror well, their families well, this university well, and I'm really proud of them.
I didn't know the media was against them. I'm just predicting them to lose Monday. I called this game correctly today. No wrong answers.
Deshaun from MV Online. Question for Uche. The stage didn't seem too bright today for you, for all the players on Syracuse. You had a great defensive assignment, but you also produced offensively. Can you talk about your preparation for today's game?
Yeah, my preparation of this game is just shoot at the free throw line and play defense. And I think today we didn't stop what's her name, the crook. We didn't stop her, but we stopped the team. So I'm so glad that having those backup my teammate backing me up. It made me like concentrate on my shot, and yeah, that's it.
Good for Uche. Like, she could not have done this at the beginning of the year.
Do they know what you just did?
No, they did not. They're in Nigeria. My family are in Nigeria, so they were not able to watch the game. And I didn't even know that. I'm not sure that they know about this game. Yeah.
What did you tell them about this game?
I was so like focused on today, so I didn't remember like calling them and telling them the game, like I have a game. So
Tell them you had a great coach, right?
yeah. But if I get home today, I'll say I did a great job. Man. Trust me, yeah.
We'll go right
She's
next
funny.
to you there. Yep.
Tommy Birch, Des Moines Register. What was it like battling with Audie Crooks, and what kind of problems did she pose?
Oh, sorry, one more. Sorry.
What was it like battling with Audie Crooks?
The right?
How bad?
Like going against her.
Going against her. How was it
Like
playing
how was it
against
playing
her?
against?
Like it was a honor playing against her. Obviously she has like strong body and like how do I say it? Sorry. She has a strong body and she can like she's athlete in the downside, so her body is strong. So yeah, but sorry.
Well, you took it to a collective effort. You all three, you guys had to go. Right?
Yeah, sorry.
You don't hold on 37 on these points.
Yeah.
Give a couple up to Big O.
We'll go.
Oh, so yeah. Sorry. So I had 3 fouls. And the other center, Big O, she was about to go. I was like, no, coach, please don't. But I have 3 fouls. Just let her play for me because I don't want to get another foul. So yeah, my teammate coming to step up for me was really good. Was really great.
We'll go back in the red here.
It's really impressive how she's handling this. She doesn't know the language. I mean, she's learning English and doing this here.
Both you two. What you guys are doing, what you guys did this season, you guys are young. And what you guys are doing, achieving what you're doing, especially with the clutch threes you made, with the clutch shots that Burrows made. I don't think people understand, like, how special that is for what you guys did today on the court. If you just talk about, I know Coach Elaborate talked about everything that you guys are doing, but from a player's perspective, what are you guys doing that's taking you to the next level?
Yeah, I would say all of that started from the moment this season began in June. Coach Jack and I and Sophie, we had conversations last year after our season ended earlier than this year. And it was all about just building the chemistry, changing that culture. And from the start in June, our captains, our veterans, as you would say, the people that have been in these positions, really just set the foundation for a disciplined team. And I think we've carried that throughout the whole year. And it just makes us comfortable in these moments. And Coach Jack mentioned a lot this week that there wasn't a lot of us that have played in this tournament. So we have to put our trust in the ones that have. And we all did that. We really just had each other's back and we played for each other. And I think that's where our success began for sure.
And when you made 5 threes.
We'll go back left and then in front of them.
Jim Fuller, Associated Press. Olivia, can you take me through that run? You guys were down 2, then you decided to make I think 3 or 4 threes in a row, and all of a sudden
5.
you're up 17. Just run me through, what that felt like for you.
Yeah, like Coach Jack mentioned, I was definitely like this whole season, I put a lot of trust in my teammates. I wanted to take on that role of facilitating and getting my shooters the open shots, but my coaches have never let my confidence be defeated this year. With that being said, they have always told me in practice, shoot that shot. Like in the scout team, I'm the one to be their shooter on the other team, and just they told me yesterday in shoot around, like this is going to be a big game for me, a big game for all of our shooters on the team. So have to take the shots, and I ended up making them today. But I truly just think that with the talk that this team has and all the confidence that we give each other, like even Uche, Big O, they're my OSISs. We have something on the team called an OSIS, and they are like my protectors, I feel like. And they are the two that, give me that most confidence. And I'm just grateful for it. And I feel like I just hit a zone and it was fun to shoot it. But yeah, we had to defend as well.
Imagine it's fun to shoot it when they all go in the NCAA tournament. That's kind of fun.
Milo Hoffman, Citrus TV. For either one of you, even though she didn't play, how much of an impact did Dom have on today from the bench in her leadership role?
And Dom did not play today, but hearing her from the court, like, it means a lot, and it changed a lot. When we have timeout, she's like talking. I'm like, oh yeah, she said, because she's seen everything. So hearing her from the outside the court it means a lot. Yeah.
Talking about Dominique Darius.
Dom is our point guard. She is a veteran. She's been here multiple times, and not one time this whole week, even with surgery. Like, she was texting me back and forth before we got on the plane, just telling me what I need to do, got to stay ready. Like, she's just a true leader, and she's selfless. Like, she's always proven that to us. So we're grateful to have Dom on our team.
Okay.
Andy Delpino with WJPZ. When Liv is having a run like she did, what is it like for you guys on the bench and on the floor watching that?
It feels so like amazing. I wish I was taking the shot. My wish was like, oh my. Yeah, I was not surprised because during practice she always take that shot, and yeah. So today when she took the shot, I was like, yeah, continue. Though you're not making it. Continue shooting, and she listened to that and she made the shot. Yeah, I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go middle here and then front.
Harris Pemberton with the Daily Orange. Olivia, since Dom's been out, just has your mindset kind of changed going into games, knowing that you're going to be a little more ball dominant, maybe need to shoot the ball a little more? Just what's kind of changed since she's gone down that's allowed you to really step up?
Actually, like, quite the opposite. Like, I don't think anything really changed for me because Coach Jack always says, like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So I am ready to shoot it at any time. Like, I just need that chance. And today I got that chance, and, it showed out, and it worked out for me. But I definitely would just say, like, I've always been ready. I've stayed ready. I'm shooting in the gym all the time. Like, my teammates motivate me a lot to do so. Uche, I've never seen her not in the gym, genuinely. So just to see everyone on my team be in the gym as much as they need to be, like, that motivates me as well. And we all pretty much stay ready all the time.
Take one more for the student athletes. We'll go here.
Yeah, Sam Reese with WJPZ Radio. Olivia, I'm curious, just in that second quarter when you go on that run, like going 5 for 5 from 3, is it after the first 3? Is it after a couple? When did you realize, like, this was going to be a legacy quarter? I got to keep shooting it.
Honestly, I don't know. I kind of just hit like a state of mind where I just realized, like, this is a moment where I need to take over, and, I feed the hot hand. My teammates did a really good job at, getting me the ball in those positions as well. But I also knew that Uche was killing it at the free throw line, like almost automatic shot. So getting the ball into her as well, and not forcing anything crazy, but shooting the shots that I was hoping to take.
She was like Will Ferrell in Old School. She blacked out and woke up 5 threes. Kev, that was Kyrie Carter, one of their assistant coaches. He handles a lot of their game plan stuff.
All right, we'll now start questions for Coach. Please raise your hand, and we'll try to get a microphone over to you. If you're on Zoom, please use the raise hand function. We'll go front right first, and then right behind him after.
Deshaun from MV Online. First off, congratulations, Coach. Usually when players perform at their highest level, it can be attested to the coach and the coaching staff. Can you talk about the work that you and your coaching staff put into getting the players ready for today's game? Because they played all of them on an amazing level.
We have a great staff, and my goal this summer is not to go in the portal and try to find the best players right away. My goal is to try to keep my staff together, because I tell you, I got blessed with just, they just fill the spaces. They're good in so many things that I'm weak at. And one thing that they're very strong in is keeping the mindset on who isn't playing and how to continue to develop those kids, but also understanding if a kid's downstairs in the gym, we got time to go out there and shoot with them. You always find my coaches out there getting shots up, texting, sending clips. It's nonstop from all of them, from, Danela, Caleb, our GM, Michaela, Casey, Coach A, and Coach Moore. They're the foundation to this program, just the face, and together we make magic happen. So they are the reason for these young people staying ready and not having to get ready.
KC is Kyrie Carter.
Hey, Coach, Azar from MV Media. As I alluded to with Olivia today, a lot of people saw, the performance today. Great win against a great team and a great player. But nobody saw what it took to get here. And the reason why I say that is because when you first came to Syracuse, WNIT bid, then the next year the lights are on, Deja Fair's here, you're in the big dance. All eyes saw you, and then the next year you had a struggling year. But then this year coming in, I know coming off that struggling year, there was clearly a conversation you had to have with yourself to how you were going to get better and get back, because your standards are clearly, if you look at your record,
where is this going?
Top. There's nowhere else to go. So I'm just wondering, what conversation did you have with yourself in the off season to get to this point?
This is a post-game press conference.
I had to get healthy. I'm a superwoman in my head. Having a brain surgery is something I do, and then next week I'll be ready to practice. And it didn't take that. It took that whole year for me to recover from that. And at the last game of the season, we were up 19 and lose by 3 to Boston College. I made a commitment that I want to be involved with every aspect of our program, from the toilet paper we use in my office to the snacks that I am involved with every single aspect of it. And I'm a hands-on person, and I could be called micromanaging, but recruiting became only through me. And we got to a point where the only person that was going to talk to Uche was me and our compliance person, because it was that important. And we got blessed with, getting a Dominique and a Layla late, because we never stopped working. And, we pride ourselves and just, being locked in and winning doesn't happen on the court. Winning is easy if you do the work. And thank you for that. We've done the work, and I've done the work. My husband have no idea who his wife is most of the time, because I'm diligent on that phone, or I'm always at their office. And I think that my coaches are great because they see me around and they can ask questions because I'm right next to them.
It's Charmin Soft at the Mello Center right now, thanks to Felisha Legette-Jack.
In the suit here on the left.
Milo Hoffman, Citrus TV. UConn up next on Monday. What can you tell me about how you guys are going to prepare for one of the best teams in the country?
No, it's the best team in the country, in my opinion. And they're very talented. The fan base is going to be ridiculous. And Gino's a Hall of Fame coach as well. And they got 3 All-Americans on their team. And it's insatiable, right? What we're going to do is celebrate it today. We're going to love the fact that we have beat a great Iowa State team, and our kids are going to go and hang out and laugh and be silly, and then we're going to get after some things tonight of the coaches. But we're going to give, I think that in order to respect somebody like a UConn or South Carolina or LSU, I think that we have to do is just give them our best effort. What does that look like? Well, you already know that the whole world believes that you can't win. And they see that the scoring, we've done that before. We played Florida State going towards the Sweet 16. They already had the shirts, the T-shirts already designed for Florida State to go. And so we shocked the world. We don't know what God has in store for all of us, right? And I know that it's going to take a little bit of luck, a lot of luck. But what we're going to do is give them our best effort. And whatever comes after that is just the mirror's going to say, job well done.
Coach, thank you for your time, and
Thank you so much for
congratulations on the win.
women's basketball.
There you go. Felisha Legette-Jack. Oh, yeah. The mirror's not going to lie on Monday. I mean, they all know what's coming. Like, nobody's dumb. You guys are the best team in the country. Everyone knows it. Maybe we'll get Bill Finley's opening statement here coming up a little bit. We'll keep an eye on it here, see what he's got to say about it. But yeah, FLJ and the Heimer, both very unique, very different approaches to the post-game press conference scene. Very different approaches to the post-game press conference scene. Just I still. Post-game press conferences for NCAA tournaments are weird. It's like, all right, coach, you talk. Now you stop talking. Now the players talk. Now you guys get out. Now the coach talk again. Like, we're going to do it this way. Yes, there is press conferences on the day between games. Whoever asked that. whoever asked that. That does happen. I don't know what the time is or whatever tomorrow, but that will happen. So there is plenty more. Hey, if they beat him, Spatch in the waist, tip of the cap, but I won't forget it. That's for darn sure. I just have never once seen that specific event happen in person. The last time Syracuse has beaten Connecticut in a women's basketball game was 1996. Nobody that is going to play in the game on Monday. It's not only that nobody was born that's going to play in the game on Monday. Like, essentially, nobody was within a decade of being born that's going to be playing in the game on Monday. So yeah, that's just it's just the deal. It's just what it is. It's what it is. Again, link pinned top of the chat if you'd like to join the show at some point. And yeah, you go there. It's the tough thing about the women's tournament. I mean, like it or don't, I understand why it happens. It stinks that you have to play a 1 seed on the road, attendance or whatever, or blah, blah, blah. It feels like we're maybe getting closer to getting away from that, but you don't want to ditch that and then have completely empty first-round arenas. So I don't quite know exactly how that would pertain. All right, Bill Fenley's coming up to the podium. Should we? I do want to hear his opening statement today. What do you got for us, Bill? We'll get his opening statement. I don't think we need his entire
All right,
press
at this
conference.
time we welcome
He's been doing it a
the
long
Iowa
time.
State
Really good head
Cyclones
coach.
to the stage. We are joined by head coach Bill Fenley, along with student athletes Audie Crooks and Jade Williams. We will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
First of all, I want to thank everyone here at the University of Connecticut. Amazing effort to run this event. We appreciate that very much. Secondly, certainly want to congratulate Syracuse. Played a very, very good game. Felisha is an outstanding person, coach, and wish them nothing but the best. And I guess from my point, but from a basketball standpoint, 2 quick points. Number one, I love our team. I love what they're about. I love the way they've represented Iowa State University to get to this point. And in the game today, I've been doing this a long time, probably too long. And the game gets very simple. They made shots and we did. And that's, I know that's not a earth-shattering analysis, but
it's correct.
That's the game. Turnovers were fairly even. Rebounds were even. We had 2 people make baskets. They had more. And that's why they won the game.
Hey,
okay, at this time we will open it up for questions
he ain't
for
wrong.
the student athletes.
He
Please
ain't
wait.
wrong. That is 100% why they won the game today. It's not even like a little bit. Audie Crooks looks just depressed right now. I don't think we need Iowa State players press conference on here. When playing, like, honestly, like, I don't care. You can play UConn on the moon. You're not winning this game. I mean, it's a snowball's chance in hell of winning this game, JM. Playing in Hartford would be better for this simple fact. Like, you're 45 minutes closer to home when the game's over. That drive, like, that 45 minutes between Hartford and Storrs is just misery. Hartford's got a great little Mexican joint. I can get you a fish taco. It'll knock your socks off, I tell you. It'll knock your socks off. Like, UConn, is UConn guaranteed to win this national championship? No, but they're a heavy favorite to win. They're really, really good. The Syracuse team probably isn't good enough to be within 20 of them by the end of the game on Monday, and that's okay. That's just where it is. That's just where it is. UConn's great. Gino Auriemma, in my mind, is the best coach in the history of college basketball, and that includes men's and women's. He's fantastic. He runs great stuff. He always has the best players. He has the best players, and he's running really good stuff. And their team plays their ass off all the time. It hardly seems fair what they have going on all the time like that. But yeah, what can you do? What can you do? This is what happens. Yeah, and it had it not been, and did Syracuse get fairly seeded? Yeah, their profile screamed an 8 or 9 seed. So would it be better to go to South Carolina? The Orange did that one year as an 8 or 9 seed in 2015 and got absolutely steamrolled out of the building. Though what that did is when back in 2015, the 2014-2015 season, Syracuse played South Carolina in, I think it was the Bahamas. It was somewhere very tropical. And they should have won the game. blew it late, lost by 4 or whatever it was. Then they draw South Carolina again, and this is when Asia Wilson was out, South Carolina, who's gone on to become shortlist best player in the world. And it was obvious that was going to happen then. Sadness and despair are permanently in the lineup against UConn, along with just defeatedness, lack of hope, and whatever else. So Syracuse played him in a close game. So they get drawn into this pod with South Carolina and have to go down to Columbia. Dawn Staley. I think it was Dawn's first 1 seed, of which she said many since. South Carolina, because of the minor thing of still having the Confederate flag. This may have changed, but at the time, they still had the Confederate flag as like part of their state flag or something like that. So the NCAA was not voluntarily holding postseason events in the state of South Carolina, but they had just changed the rules. Instead of predetermined first-round sites for women's basketball and essentially guessing which teams were going to get to host, they were just like, well, let's wait until we see the top 16 teams, and then they'll host. So South Carolina got to host for the first time ever. And, Syracuse beat Nebraska on the Friday night. It was a fantastic game. Cornelia Fondren made some huge plays late. And then you're like, all right, you're trying to talk yourself into it. Monday night, South Carolina, big game against the Gamecocks. Played them close a few months ago. Maybe got a chance. Then we got to the arena. Whatever time it was, 2 hours and change before the game, and there was a line around the block, around the next block, and around the block after that. And I'm like, before I stepped into the building last night, I'm like, the game is over. Like, not a chance in hell you're walking in. Like, I don't care who you are. You ain't walking in here tonight and winning this game. And they had 13,000 people in there. It was insane start to finish. I don't remember what the final was. Syracuse might have lost by 70. I think it was 30-something. They got absolutely run out of the building. Though, fast forward a year, Syracuse ends up in the same region as the 1 seed South Carolina again, except this time the game is played in Sioux Falls on a neutral court. And what happens? All these same players that have now played South Carolina twice, should have beat them once, blew it, got run off the court the second time, go out and play a damn near flawless game and upset them in the Sweet 16 on their way to the Final Four. And that's where it stinks to get shipped into the UConn all the time. Because, man, UConn's so good. Like, UConn doesn't blow game. Like, if Syracuse had played UConn, obviously that year in 2016, UConn had the best team in the country. They would have lost to UConn anywhere at any time. But you at least feel you got a chance a lot of the times when it's not UConn. Good atmosphere there? Oh, my goodness. It was a fantastic atmosphere. It was unbelievable, JM, South Carolina. Sioux Falls was unbelievable, too. Friendly people. 97-68? Yeah, I mean, you could have told me that game was over an hour and a half before tip. Like, when we were driving into the parking lot, because I think I forget if I took the bus over or we drove separate that night. But when we were pulling in, it was like, oh, no. That is a lot of people because they hadn't opened the doors yet. Like, that is a lot of people. Was that the year they played UConn in a neutral court in the 2016 title game in Indy. That didn't go well. Yeah. That UConn team that UConn team may have been the best team of all time. Like, that's the problem with UConn. Like, everyone else is good, and then the good UConn teams are just echelons beyond. Is this UConn Stewie's senior year UConn? No. But they're really, really good. It's in Gamble. That place is going to be that place is loud. It's a little claustrophobic. It seats about 10, where the XL Center in Hartford's about 16. I think so. Like, it's a sold out situation basically all the time. Yeah, it's just it's a tough spot on Monday. It's a really tough spot on Monday for the Orange women. But realistically, I feel bad eulogizing their season before it's over. Last year was a struggle. Felisha brought up. You forget. It's weird for somebody that had like multiple brain surgeries, which Felisha had. Like, you kind of forget it just because she's just kind of kept moving. You're like, oh right, she had multiple brain surgeries last year. That has a way of throwing off a season, and obviously losing the third all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. But like, did Stewie have a good game? I don't even remember. Like that national title game. Like, Syracuse was a like 0.1 Easy Fud just goes in the tank. Then Sarah Strong goes for like 35. Like the national title game that year, like Syracuse went into the game talking themselves into having a chance. And like, what's the point of playing that, like the national title game, right? If you don't at least go into it believing you got a shot. Like, what's the point, right? And, you know, with Alexis Peterson and Brittany Sykes and that crew, like you had people that naturally confident ball players, right? And both their careers would end in stores the year after. But like, if you look at the literally tactical X's and O's into that game, if Syracuse was going to have any chance in hell, their starting center, Brianna Day, who's very prone to early foul trouble, had to stay out of foul if they were going to have any chance at all in hell to hang in that game. And it was one of the first plays of the game. Isabella Slim, number 50, like clearly fouled a UConn player. Like, it wasn't a debate if it was a foul. Like, Bella just clocked this girl. And the ref, who I'd never, like, it was not a ref who did Syracuse games, calls the foul on, instead of number 10, called it on 50. Brianna Day was like 40 feet away. And then Q goes over to just try to be like, hey, it was wrong player. Like, this is kind of important. We don't mind if Bella's got a foul, but Brianna Day, like, didn't do it this time. And the ref, who had not done a Syracuse game before, immediately gave Q a warning in, like, the opening 30 seconds of the national title game. It's like, what is going on right now? Like, the game was over that fast. And then Brianna Day, predictably, just because she always picks up a real early foul, picked up her second foul, like, shortly thereafter. No, I mean, SU did not. SU got blasted early. SU had a 16-0 run at one point in the second half that actually got Gino to A, stand up, and B, call a timeout. It was the biggest run against UConn that year. And it cut the lead to 19. They went on a 16-0 run, and it cut the lead to 19. Then Gino was like, what? Oh, the game's still going on. And then it was back to 30 real quick. Syracuse did have the lead early. I think it was 3-2 or 2-1 or something like that. It was like, hey, quick, team photo time. So, yeah, it's rough. Then the next year, you're an 8-9. You get misseeded. Syracuse probably should have been like a 6 that year. They get stuck in an 8-9 game against Iowa State, all things. And then in stores, you're playing this UConn team that Stewie was gone, but they were on a 112-game winning streak, whatever it was. It was something stupid. And Syracuse blew out Iowa State in that game. Gabby Cooper had the Olivia Schmidt game plus some. She had 8 threes in the game. 6 or 7 of them were in the first half. And Syracuse blew them out and then got just absolutely run out of the building by UConn 2 nights later when you're, again, trying to talk yourself in. All right, this UConn team's not as good as that one. Can you be the team that ends the blah, blah, blah? And then UConn eventually lost in the Final Four to, that was the Mississippi State year, right? Morgan William. Not Williams, but William. Morgan William of Mississippi State hit that shot. Was that the year? I think that was the year Enrique Agumbawali hit those crazy shots for Notre Dame. Then 2021, the bubble tournament in San Antonio. Syracuse again in an 8-9 game. The Orange need to stop falling. The Orange need to do better in the regular season. 8-9 games are murder. Well, not the 8-9 game. The game after the 8-9 game is murder. As Syracuse playing South Dakota State, the team they yacked all over their shoes against in the Dome in Tiana's then sophomore year, or what? R.I.P. Tiana. Her years were kind of crazy. It was what we thought. It was 2019. The year they were a 3 seed at home and yacked it against South Dakota State. They got him again, beat him in the first round of the tournament. Played UConn without Gino. Was he suspended? Or I think he was suspended. Or was it a COVID thing? I don't remember. Something weird was going on with Gino. He was not allowed there and then showed up later in the tournament. And the Orange just, it wasn't a game. And then again, 2 years ago, the Orange, when UConn, I think, was a 2 seed, they actually made it a game. Like, were they ever going to win? No, but they hung around. They hung around with UConn and Deasia Fair and all that. It was like kind of a 9-10 point game the whole way. They hung around. And 94-64, which one was, I don't even know. Like, they all ended that way. Oh, you're talking about the Gabby Cooper game? Gabby was unbelievable that day. Like, all of her threes were in the right corner. Like, literally within an inch of the same spot. Like, Iowa State was playing the zone, and Syracuse was like, we're going here with the ball. Like, and Q was just yelling at Gabby to shoot it, and she made 8 million shots. So this is now going to be the 5th tournament game against Connecticut in a decade. That's a lot. Like, all right, let's say if you're, Baylor or South Carolina, like teams that, and I don't know, Notre Dame, like teams that run into UConn in the Elite Eight and the Final Four, and you're there every year, right? It makes sense. Stanford, it makes sense to Maryland. It makes sense to play these games a lot. Yeah, Chris Daly's been there. She's been there literally the whole time with him, JM. She is the right-hand woman. She's actually like she's kind of in charge of Gino is her job. She's the one that doesn't always yell at the players and make sure Gino doesn't completely lose his mind. She's important to the operation. Nice lady, Chris Daly. I'd imagine she and Gino will probably retire at the same time if I had to take a guess. But like, how if you're Syracuse, how do you keep getting stuck with UConn in the second round of the damn tournament? Like, that's not like, well, eventually the paths are going to converge. This is the 4th second-round game Syracuse has played against UConn in the last 9 years. It's crazy. They played last 9 years, they played 4 second-round games against UConn, and I believe the number is 0 against anybody else. Is that accurate? 4 second-round, 1 again. In the last 9 years, they played 4 second-round games against UConn and 1 against anybody else. The stupid one they lost to South Dakota State when they should have been headed to Oregon for the Sweet 16 in 2019. 2018, they lost in the first round of the tournament to Oklahoma State, Mississippi. We were in Mississippi. We were in Starkville. Who was that game? I don't know. They got bludgeoned. And yeah, 2020, no tournament. 2021 was UConn. 2022, yeah. Syracuse just keeps playing UConn in the second round of the tournament over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, JM, honestly, like, part of the problem is they leave it to chance here, right? Like, the committee has shown if given any inkling whiff of anything, they're going to stick Syracuse in stores. Like 2017, Syracuse's numbers were telling me they were a 6 or a 7 seed, and they get dropped to the 8 line and shipped to stores. It was complete BS. Complete BS. That was the team. Alexis Peterson was the ACC Player of the Year. Brittany Sykes was playing unbelievable. Yeah, they wish they had a few more wins. But yeah, Syracuse this year, Syracuse is not misseeded. This is exactly where they should be. They essentially did not win any big names in the regular season, big games in the regular season, and this is what happens. It's just like the Plains go to, like, would they lose to South Carolina? Yeah. Would they lose to UCLA? Would they lose to, who's the other 1 seed? Who is the other 1 seed? I don't know. Would they lose to Texas? Would they lose to Texas? Yeah. Syracuse is not on that level this year, and that's fine. But can we mix it up? A little variety is the spice of life and all. Like, what are we doing, tournament committee? What are we doing? Tournament committee. Yeah, the game, Olivia Schmidt, where are we at in the poll here for Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game? Oh, it's tight. Olivia Schmidt's got 40% of the vote. Uche Zoj's got 44% of the vote. Sorry to Journey Thompson and Layla Filia, both with 8% of the vote. Special shout out to Audie Crooks, who did have 37 points today for Iowa State. So any Olivia Schmidt voters, make your voice heard. We'll end the poll in a couple minutes. Uche was the best player for Syracuse today. Olivia Schmidt maybe had the best performance when you consider like that 5-minute stretch of the second quarter that essentially won the game. Yeah, Supercat, she G-Mac'd him. She totally G-Mac'd him. Totally G-Mac'd him from the line. And then now you look ahead. We heard what FLJ said after the game. I don't want to end the poll yet. Wrong button. Keep the poll going. She said, my main goal is keeping my staff together. Kev was asking about it earlier. All right, usually you see the head coach, right, in the huddle drawing up plays. Who is drawing up the plays? Kyrie Carter, her longtime assistant, who's the main X's and O's guys on the team. And Felisha always says, hey, I do a lot of things well. One of my strengths is knowing what aren't my strengths. I am, like, whiteboard ain't my strength. Kyrie's good at it. We let him do that. Paraphrasing, but that's what he does. So, which I think works for her. I find it a bit peculiar. Postgame show tomorrow for men's lacrosse. Reminder, Syracuse and Georgetown, 1 o'clock in the Dome. We'll be with you after. I find it a bit bizarre that Gary Gate also does that 100% of the time. I'm like, Gary, Like, I know you trust your assistants and all, and, shout out to Pat and John, but you're Gary Gate. I know you know X's and O's. I watched your offense because it was your offense with the women's team for 15 years. Like, Gary, grab the whiteboard. Gary, call a damn play. Does Gino draw the plays? Gino will draw the plays. UConn just doesn't normally need to draw up plays. Is the thing. UConn just doesn't normally need to draw the plays up. But when Gino needs to draw a play up, he'll draw a play up. Here, God help me for complimenting Gino this much. But Gino entertains me as obnoxious as he is. Here's where Gino is good. I mean, there's not really a weak area in his coaching. But where Gino is good is that he practices them so hard that he doesn't often need to draw plays during the game because he runs their offense in a way with motions and passing and such that, like, for every reaction every action, there's an equal reaction at some point. Like, everything means you do something different. So, like, most of the issues UConn might run into on offense at any time should naturally solve themselves just by the way they run their offense. But yeah, if Gino needs to draw up a ball play, he'll scribble it up. He just doesn't off. Like, when Gino has to stand up during a game, it's like, oh, Gino's standing today. Must be a big one. Must be a big game. Gino's on the Italian loafers today. He is up. But yeah, Gino's fantastic. He's fantastic. I wonder how long he's going to do it. He's got 12 natties now, early 70s. It's not pick and roll. Like, they run a lot of what's called chin action. Go figure, like, Muffet and Gino were assistant coaches together at St. Joe's in the 80s. So they go way back, and their feud goes way back, whatever it is. I'm off Q's Christmas list. Q is also aware that Gino's a good head coach. He just doesn't, they've had some personal beef over the years. They've had some personal beef. But they run a lot of what's called this chin action. It's a lot of motions. They get their post player to, like, the free throw line, and it just cuts off it, and it's a constant thing. It's not like a Princeton offense, but it's just a constant movement. And here's the thing. You say, oh, UConn wins. Why do they win? Because they always have the best players? Well, yeah, that sure helps that they almost always have multiple number one overall recruits in the country on the roster at the same time. That helps. Like, that's going to win you a lot of games by itself. Gino gets his number one overall recruits in the country to play harder than your not number one overall recruits in the country. So when the number one overall recruits, plural, in the country are playing harder than the other team is playing, how in the world is the other team going to win? How in the world is the other team going to win? Yeah, Kev, listen to Kev. Smash that $sign and become a channel member. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I mean, what other, is Sarah Strong coming back? Isn't she only like a sophomore? I think she's a sophomore. We're not really in the leave. I realize the WNBA just signed a new labor contract the other day, or agreed to it, but we're not really in the leave college early era yet. I think she's only a sophomore. I don't even think she's a junior yet. So, yeah, I'd assume Sarah Strong's going to be there next year. She's the best. I mean, if she's not the best player in the country now, it's, is it her? Is it her teammate? Like, they're certainly on a very short list, which reminds me I need to do my wooden vote. I'm very prestigious in the women's basketball community. Got to do my wooden vote. So I presume she's coming back, JM, because it's just like, while some people have left early, it's just not really done. And in this NIL era, I'm sure she's getting something to be there. I'm sure she's getting a little something to be there. Yeah, if you're Gino, why would you retire now? You got the best damn player in the country. The problem is with Gino, if Gino keeps using I'm going to keep coaching until I don't have the best player in the country, he may die in the job. He always has the best player in the country. Makes it really hard to hang it up. You just keep rolling out the best player in the country over and over and over. Can Gino get to 45 years? When did he start? 88, did we say? So he's at 38, 39 now, whatever it is. Do players transfer out of UConn? Yes, JM, some. But, like, not the good ones. Not the good ones. Has new stuff hit? I don't know. Go check out simplysweetsisters.myshopify.com. See if there's any cool new stuff. Go look. Go look and see if there's any stuff. No, not what you're talking about, Kev. We haven't done that yet. No. Does Gino has the best player coming in next year? Yeah, like without even looking it up, I could predict that Gino has the number 1 recruit in the country coming in next year. Like it's just, I don't know what the total number is now. He must have had at least 15 number 1 overall recruits, and that might be shorting it. That might be. I mean, look at all Tarazi and Maya Moore and Stewie and Sarah Strong and AC Fudd and Beckers. Like it's ridiculous. And like that's just that, and that's not naming everybody. that's just like, you look at a player like, was Katie Lou Samuelson the number 1 overall recruit? I think she might have been. She was certainly top 5. Like she was a very good college player, but it's just like how many players like that has he had? He's had 8 million players like that. Olivia Voskuhl, is that like Jake Voskuhl's daughter or something? That'd be kind of wild. Yeah, he's got a pipeline of all the good players from Christ the King. Tina Charles was Christ the King player back in the day, I do believe. Man, when they had Tina Charles and Maya Moore, Syracuse lost a lot of games by a lot of points back in those days. My goodness, that didn't go well. Like, oh, who's going to score 40 today? And they just keep it going. They just keep it known. Yes, Sour. We had, Weeze, I'll say this. We'll get to our Wild Birds. I got to load up the camera. Oh, all right, it's a little late for a bird. There have been last 2 days, my goodness, the birds. We have been living a bird-filled adventure in the backyard the last couple of days as we get into our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. If this game had been earlier, we might have seen some birds out there. Hang on, let me open up the app on my phone to give you a list of what we've had. Like a lot of new birds that we haven't seen yet on the Wild Bird Cam. Like right now, I'm looking at something called a brewer's blackbird. This thing looks fantastic. We've had a common grackle. We've had a tufted titmouse. We've had the white-breasted nuthatch. We've had a downy woodpecker, a red-bellied woodpecker. We've had the northern cardinal. Was that all today? That was all yesterday. What do we have today? Today we had the northern cardinal again, the red-bellied woodpecker, the brewer's blackbird, the nuthatch again, the downy woodpecker, the common grackle. I can't wait till we get an uncommon grackle. We had a dark-eyed junco, whatever the heck that is, and a tufted titmouse. Like the birds be out. The birds be out. So shout out to our Wild Birds Unlimited backyard bird camp. Maya could play. Maya Moore's, setting Syracuse players aside, Maya Moore's my favorite women's basketball player I've ever watched. She was so good. She was Jordan. She was fantastic. Like, it was unfortunate because she was like, oh, she just put up 41 and 21 against Syracuse, but you're like, I can't even be that bad. She was fantastic. All right, let's deliver a Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game here today for women's basketball's first-round tournament win over Iowa State. We will officially end the poll. And did it tie again? Where did the poll results go? I ended the poll. Did they disappear? Show me here are the results. Oh, my goodness. We ended with a flat-footed tie. Journey Thompson and Layla Filia both had 7% of the votes. And Uche Ezoje and Olivia Schmidt. Ezoje, who is the best player on the court for Syracuse today. And in a styles make fights wildly different kind of game between her and Audie Crooks was just fantastic to watch. Both went hog wild at the offensive end. She had 43% of the vote. And Olivia Schmidt, who had a career-high scoring today, including 15 points just in the second quarter alone on 5 made three-pointers, also had 43% of the vote. And we have a flat-footed tie for our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. That does seem fitting. That does seem fitting considering how the game went down. Like, Ezoje was the best player wearing orange today, was really the best player on the court not named Audie Crooks, and certainly was the best two-way player on the court today because Audie does, like, just the defensive end of the court's not her thing. But Syracuse does not win the game without what Schmidt did in the second quarter. Schmidt does not win the game, or Syracuse doesn't win the game without what Schmidt did in the second quarter. So we have a tie. Uche Ezoje, who I've finally learned how to pronounce her name, the Nigerian by way of Japan and now in Syracuse, and Olivia Schmidt, our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Players of the Game. And do remember that Wild Birds Unlimited will be open tomorrow, Sunday, Fayetteville, Camillus, 11 in the a.m. until 4 in the afternoon. As we put the wraps on this today, shout out to all of our fine sponsors, including Vera House. Be sure to support their White Ribbon campaign coming up in April. And we've got There's the Most. Go check out the Most. A lovely day for the Most, I'm sure, tomorrow. Go check out the Thompson Road Tavern. Get yourself the Bird Cam. Buy something at simplysweetsisters.myshopify.com. We will be here post-game for Cuse and... Oh, yeah, the app is telling me what bird. I'm not identifying these birds myself. And who's naming these birds? I don't know. It's a little wacky. I've talked to Matt at Wild Birds Unlimited about this. He's like, and he took like a bird book off the shelf because they've got these things there. And he's like, look at all these names. Like, it's every bird. People are out of their mind. It's crazy. It's crazy. So postgame for Lax tomorrow, 1 o'clock face-off in the Dome against Georgetown. And we'll see about Monday. It all depends what the tip time is for Cuse and UConn. But we'll certainly be here at 11 a.m. on Monday. Back live in the 315. And yeah, we'll be talking Jerry and men's hoops, and we'll see where it is. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. I am quite hilarious. I concur. With that, have a good night, everybody. Syracuse advances in the NCAA basketball tournament. Not the men's tournament, but they have won a game in the NCAA tournament, and for that, we shall celebrate. See you all tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. We'll see you next time.